LogRhythm's Netmon Freemium delivers real-time network visibility to quickly identify emerging threats in your IT environment. Netmon Freemium is a free commercial-grade network forensics and traffic analytics solution. You can use Netmon Freemium's powerful capabilities to search against all of observed network traffic, identify abnormal traffic patterns in application usage, and quickly analyze full packet captures. Take the first step towards real-time network visibility. Visit logrhythm.com/freemium to learn more and download it today. The Threat Connect platform enables organizations to identify, manage, and block threats faster with threat intelligence, automation, and orchestration, providing security teams a platform to unite their people, processes, and technologies behind an intelligence-driven defense. Threat Connect helps increase visibility into networks and integrates with defense tools to close the gap between threat detection and response. Get your free Threat Connect account today by visiting threatconnect.com/securityweekly. Endgame automates the hunt for both known and never-before-seen adversaries in enterprise networks. Built on unique knowledge on the adversary's tools, techniques, and tactics, Endgame's centrally managed agent prevents, detects, and responds to advanced adversaries at the earliest stages of the kill chain without prior knowledge. Endgame. Automate the hunt.
All right, last and most certainly not least, we have Carrie. Carrie, are you on?
Yeah, I'm
Might
here.
be muted. Okay, cool. Oh, thank God. So you had a test where you had trouble getting an executable through a firewall, right? It wasn't necessarily a port thing, but it was finding executables, and you were trying to run a malicious outlook rule, as the wonderful slide. I noticed that your wall isn't on fire, though. People will argue and say that
It's
that's
red
not
hot,
a firewall.
though.
It is red hot. It is red hot. So you tried all kinds of crazy things: HTA, BAT, VB, VBS, VBScript, but Visual Basic Executable was allowed through. So that was pretty cool. And this is a really, really simple little script that you have here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I wondered if this would work because a VBE is supposed to be an encoded Visual Basic file. But anyways, I just did the minimum to run a command shell command, which is those 2 lines there, and ran a PowerShell command that I got out of generated by Unicorn from Trusted Sec, and I was able to get that to go through the firewall and execute as a malicious outlook rule and give me shell on the system.
Now, you have a full blog post on this, but you weren't done. I think you also dropped a blog post today. Was that right, Sierra? Yep. You also dropped a blog post kind of going a little bit further about a petulant child wanting to run Mimikatz.
Yeah, everybody loves Mimikatz, at least if you're a pen tester. So that's a tool to dump clear text passwords from memory and other fun stuff. The invoke Mimikatz is a PowerShell script from PowerSploit. And so I was playing with Windows Defender, and I dropped that file onto the system and got an alert from Windows Defender that blocked it. I tried to use the download cradle to just download that and use it in memory. That's still alerted by Windows Defender and wasn't able to run. So then I just started playing around, as many people do, started changing some words in the file. So the basic file without changes gets detected by 19 of the 54 antivirus vendors, according to VirusTotal. So,
which is actually kind of a bit horrifying that number is not higher.
Yeah.
So,
that should be an easy one.
And even Symantec caught it. I mean, Symantec was able to detect it. Now, you did the advanced set attack. Eric Conrad talked about this, where you converted it from Mimikatz to Mimidogs on the source code. So I like that little bit of shout out to Mr. Conrad. So you did with that Mimikatz to Mimidog. How did that actually work?
That got us down to 8. And that's nothing new. I've heard of people doing that before. So I copied that. I don't know the source of that idea. But then, of course, there's no reason to leave those unnecessary comments in there. So the next 2, match and replace, just gets rid of comments. And those 2 things together, Mimikatz to dogs and no comments, brings us down to 4. And AB's detecting it.
On this one, Mubix was actually asking if we were going to talk about Kaspersky, and as you can see, Kaspersky was in the running down to the final 4, but you still weren't done. You had a couple more things that you wanted to try. So
yeah, so in looking at the file, I thought that the word dump cred sounds suspicious. So I thought, how about dump cred? It's only 1 cred. So if we change that to dump cred, maybe we'll get by more. So that brings us down to 2.
And that also goes back to the horrifying thing that somebody sat down, looked at this malware, and decided to write a signature for dump creds. And they're like, whew, job done today. Let's go eat lunch. But you're also, I should warn everybody, you're a little bit obsessive compulsive whenever it comes to any of the tests that you do. I'm assuming that the organization you were testing wasn't running Nod or Rising. You said that they were using just plain Windows Defender, but you weren't done yet. You wanted to get down to 0, right?
Right, I hadn't even heard of that, and I thought about just quitting there, but I'm like, I cannot go on the webcast and say, so, yeah, when I'm done, there's a couple there, but, you probably won't run into those. I just can't bring myself to say that.
Don't worry, I have actually done that exact thing on webcast. So you weren't happy with 99.99, apparently.
All right. Like my daughter said when she read hand sanitizer one time, she goes, why don't they just put a little bit more in and kill them all, in reference to the 99.99%. Seems silly to her. So.
And the excellent Metallica album. So what did you finally do to kill them all?
So a few more rules, got rid of a couple variables named argument pointer and called DLL main SC1. And then the last one's just crazy, but I needed it to get rid of the last AV vendor, which I threw a little comment at the end with a single dash at the end of a couple lines. And I guess that AV is counting the number of dashes in a line. I don't know. But it didn't change the functionality and got past all the AVs. And I've also got a blog post release this morning for that.
Yeah, and that was released before we actually did the webcast. I would like, if anybody works with an AV vendor, I would love to come and just sit and see what they're doing and how they think about things. Now, in all honesty, all joking aside, there's people talking about heuristics and all kinds of newer types of AV and host-based protection. Silence is in that category. Carbon black is in that category. Bromium is in that category. But the biggest problem that we see is a lot of our customers don't actually implement those products, or if they do, it's on a very, very, very limited scale. So, you're going to run into them periodically, but not nearly as much as we'd like to run into them. We're running into them a lot more, just not as much as we would actually like to. Now, I did notice there were some people that were talking about specific products. What about product X? What about product Y? What about product Z? And there's a lot of products, right? And Carrie, you were able to get down to 0 and make them all go away with this, which is very, very nice. So thank you very much. And if you guys want more details, she's got a long blog post that writes that's a full write-up about all of that. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was this.